On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what Glen, a blessed and wonderful Friday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps, in the morning, to the name of Friday, the day when Mr. Smile upon some of the ones and ones them pocket. So whilst you're traversing these streets from Baran Point to the Grill Point, as always, my peeps, safe travel, pon the gravel, and continuously look out on a corner eye, cause what? The old dirty corner boy them, always out there, alerts, yeah man. So in the morning, my peeps, we're gonna kick it off with a series of knockings and clappings, some by the police and some by criminal elements. So sit back as I present to you the first story. Now yesterday, there was a huge pile-up of traffic in the vicinity of Tutorial College, Mountain View Avenue, right out of the stoplight right there, so leading up to Burger Gully 11 lane, right off there, so they block off. Now many of the ones and ones them I wonder what really going up there. Enough of them here say, yo, police clap with two boy up there, billions. But pretty much that is basically all some of the ones and ones them really know. So gunman and police tass up by 11 lane, Burger Gully there, so, and two of them get dirt. Well, me I give you now the full rundown, the full understanding as to what led up to the police double fatal knockings and clappings and the recovery of these two illegal firearms presently on your screen. So watch this now. Over the years, for those who have been tuning into On The Spot News Media for a while, we have been featuring the infamous Base1 gang and the man them call himself Gaza, man them from up on the hilltop there, so, who are definitely rivals for years. We have seen where whole heap of man end up lose them 3 points. One of the latest big knockings and clappings going up on the hill, like a peace business that are going up there. And criminal elements like that of this one, presently on your screen known as Whopper, used that opportunity for dash way couple top man, real top Knockist and clappers, get dash way in other fatal knockings and clappings there up on the hill. In fact, 5 end up lose them 3 points. And 3 out of the 5 are real top man them man there. Covered that story some time ago too. But anyway, there's a known criminal element who is hell-bent on wiping the Base1 gang clean off the face of the earth. He's hell-bent in taking them out one by one. Now the criminal element in question is presently on your screen, identified as Shawn McIntosh, but them call him TamMan in our streets. Now this criminal element has been featured on the Spot News Media over the years. In fact, here's a vlog presently on your screen that I featured TamMan in. The person on your screen in that particular vlog is another criminal element from Base1 known as Glen, who was the second in command of Base1 until the demise of the reputed gang leader Now, Glen sits at the helm of the infamous Base1 gang. So Shawn McIntosh, aka TamMan, decides say, I'm gonna yam Glen food yesterday and broke the plate. So he recruited 2 criminal elements. The criminal elements them will end up lose them 3 points to the hands of the police yesterday. Now the names of the criminal elements are as follows. One of them has since been identified as Jamaican Henry, come from Oliver Road side, so 20 Oliver Road to be exact. And the next criminal element known as Tyrell Morgan, otherwise known as Quenga, originally come from somewhere off Waltham, but him did a live in a Nannyville with one of him like a Krasmite. Both are said to be known contract Knockist and Copz. In fact, Tyrell Morgan, aka Quenga, used to there England one at a time and go on with himself up there and have to flee, run away quick and fast because the authorities was hot on his trail. And him come back to Jamaica, link up with the Waltham man them, go on with himself up there, get too hot. So him run away, go to Nannyville, if he go live with one of them Krasmite them who is said to be a baby mother. Now we're not getting a picture for the 2 criminal elements yet, so anybody will have the pictures of Jamaican Henry and Tyrell Morgan, aka Quenga, the 2 criminal elements, will get dirt yesterday by the police officer. Send them in so the regular members of Chan Public can see their faces. So anyway, the 2 criminal elements was recruited by Shawn McIntosh, aka TamMan, to carry out the dirt pan Glen. So Glen, you don't know Fractal always draw some man off of them ends and draw them in some little places. So that was the case in point yesterday with Glen. Him go check a little skirt tail round pan 11 lane there so in a burger gully, a little dead end road. So Shawn McIntosh, that a TamMan, and the 2 criminal elements them now decide say them a go drive down pan it, that a 11 lane there so, turn round, park, jump out pan Glen and name him food and broke the plate right there so. But TamMan, you know, definitely a little brother where I work with some sort of psychs. So I go and now him jump out of the car. The car was a blue Honda Fit motor vehicle. Him jump out of the car, right pan Mountain View Avenue there so, and Windward Road, and wings off right there so, and send the 2 Knockist and Copz them up in a 11 lane, which was not too far from where he was. They carry out the dirt and then them come back, come pick him up. Then of course, them get them money because it's a contract hit. But little did they know that Officer Yeman Pick and team got word of their plans and was pretty much very close by, hot on their trail as they went to carry out the fatal knockings and clappings of Glen. So as the man them drive down pan Glen, spin round the car and jump out and start pepper Glen car, here comes Officer Yeman Pick and team to the rescue and just start knock it and clap it pan the criminal elements them. So when the criminal elements them hear some can a whistle past them ears like a peanut cat, them look up and see a police and just turn it on over there pan the squad of them same time. So you know said that in itself was a running gun battle pan 11 lane, alone knockings and clappings between them and the police them. So one of them end up get shot same time and him run off going in one house. So the police them move in pan him tactically. So when time him in the lie down, it's like him come to him senses and I say, yo, you know, so me I gotta end up lose my 3 points. So guess what? Me I gotta try carry 2 of them with me and just start knock it and clap it pan the police them, and the police them just take evasive action. Make sure say them dodge and sight them bullets there and just lick him away quick and fast, leaving that one lifeless. Now the other one, Sisse, him friend get injured and run off in a one different direction, not even knowing same friend food getting yam around there. And run going into the direction of Mountain View Avenue and buck up in officer Yeman pick, set of teammates, them up there, and them and him in another running gun battle. The man them spread him out like a sheet, leaving him lifeless. Yeah, man. So the two firearms presently on your screen is a result of that running gun battle with the police and the two criminal elements that went to 11 lane for go nyam Glen food and broke the plate. So Glen, right now me I tell you owe your little life to Officer Yeman Pick and team. Yeah, man. So you criminal elements who ever talk about police this and police that, because of the intervention of the police while you're still alive and well and breathing fresh air in the morning, yeah? Yeah, man. So the criminal element Shawn McIntosh, aka TamMan, who recruited the two criminal elements for Ghanaian Glen food and broke the plate, link up with him friend Wapper via the telephone. Now Wapper not really too pleased with the fact say him fail to carry out the mission pan Glen. So right now Wapper have to race him up certain way and make him know as a youth. You deal with the thing a certain type of way, star. And we don't love that because Glen should have get him head bust off yesterday. Even if the two youth them end up dead, fine. But Glen should have lose him 3 points too. So him take away himself quick and fast out of the place and run to Orange Villa. But the police they make after him and him lift up from Orange Villa quick and fast. I don't know how them boy are lucky so, you know. I don't know how them lucky so. So hear this now. To the Orange Villa Dan, a brother known as Poochy. Nobody harbor him round there. Because once him come round there, police are got turn upside down round the Orange Villa. Because that criminal element needs to be found and taken off our nation street right away. So Poochy, now harbor him round there. Make him go back to which part him come from. Yeah, man. So now to you, the regular members of Chan Public, this criminal element are present on your screen identified again. Let me call him name again. Shawn McIntosh, but them call him TamMan in our streets, is now wanted by the Kingston Eastern Police and by CTAC. So anyone knowing the whereabouts of this criminal element, Shawn McIntosh, aka TamMan, please alert the nearest police station, and he is also to be considered as armed and dangerous. And as always, my peeps, if you don't wish to talk to the police, link on the Spot News Media or any like-minded vlogger, give us the information and we will most definitely pass it on to the relevant authorities who can make effective change. Yeah, man. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled Kingston Western Police Division, where a knockings and clappings go on over there in the wee hours of this morning. Now the knockings and clappings go on somewhere between 2:45 and 3:15 a.m. at a party. A party that was being held by one of Boystone's and Jamaica's former football player known as Robert Scott, but them call him Bunny Scott. Everybody supposed to know who me I talk about here now. Now it go on over 3rd Street, the vicinity at 10 3rd Street, right they say it go on. And the criminal element will end up lose 3 pints. Bunny Scott's son, we are talking about Romario Scott, presently on your screen, said to be 18 years of age, little boy, end up lose 3 pints in that. Now Romario Scott used to live in England, and how all of that come into play, just listen and we get a full understanding. Now what is rather interesting about this particular fatal knockings and clappings is that the trigger man in that fatality is also said to be the son of a former Boys Town player and a former Reggae Boys player. Now the name of the former football player is said to be known as Kirk Porter, and if memory serves me correct, him used to be the keeper for Reggae Boys back in them time there. Now Kirk Porter's son has since been identified as Shaquille Porter, the criminal element that pulled the trigger to take out Romario Scott, that a Bonnie Scott son. Now wanna see the irony of it all. So both Bonnie Scott's son, which is Romario Scott, and Kirk Porter's son, we are talking about Shaquille Porter, both sons used to reside in England and had a long-standing dispute there. Now, for some reason I decided the two of them end up back at Jamaica. And Shaquille Porter was given the orders for name him food and broke the plate at Bonnie Scott party last night. I wonder if you know follow everything what me I say. That's why I talk it slow so you can understand it fully. So two former national players, the two of them son turn out to be criminal elements, and one name the other one food and broke the plate. So now Bonnie Scott's son Romario Scott is no longer among the land of the living, and Shaquille Porter, who is Kirk Porter's son, is presently on the run and wanted for that fatal knockings and clappings. Boy, may I tell you my peeps, the thing rough, but anyway, make we continue. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, a section known as Pedro Plains in a Billy's Bay. A knockings and clappings going over there of an African national. Now that knockings and clappings going in the wee hours of this morning also. Now the brother from Africa will end up lose Fame 3 Pints has since been identified as Mazola Mashogadi, said to be from an African descent. So we go on and know him there at Billy's Bay in a Treasure Beach in a Pedro Plains, they say in a St. Elizabeth. And a man roll up on him and rob him of his personal belongings and can him up. He was however assisted to the Black River Hospital for treatment where he was pronounced, you know what, upon arrival by the doctors. Now the St. Elizabeth Police is presently investigating that particular fatal knockings and clappings. They have stated so far they have no leads, as they are not for sure who would have carried out that robbery. So On The Spot News Media will most definitely be giving you updates as we get more information in subsequent newscasts. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division. Right up in a Montego Hills, there's a place known as Paradise in a Norwood. And knockings and clappings going up there. Luckily for the brother we get caught up still, he's still among the land of the living. We get to understand says a brother known as Ryan get caught up. We get to understand that he was conned up by unknown assailants, some criminal elements dressed up in a mask and hoodie and all type of thing on them head. Now it was during in a break-in at his home. He was transported to the Cornwall Regional Hospital for treatment after, and he was admitted in a serious but stable condition. So the man them broke in him home, we're not sure if it was a robbery or if he himself was involved in criminality and them literally come for him for name him food and broke the plate because of that. But we're going to check out who is Ryan really and see if we can ascertain as to why he was conned up by the criminal elements. Now the last thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the Hanover Police Division. Right round a Lucy, so a place known as Dry Hill. The police them seize another illegal firearm. The illegal firearm that was seized is said to be a Glock 17 pistol with a magazine affixed with 4 live 9mm cartridges. The police stated that it was seized during a targeted raid. No one was arrested in relation to that particular fine. So right there and then, my peeps, another decent spot of work again by the squad of them. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.